Hi guys, this is Jess and today I have my first ever 12x12 scrapbook layout. This is scraplifted from Suzanna who I found on Instagram, and I watched her process video of this layout, and I've actually stuck as much as I could to how she's done hers. So what I've got there is a piece of 12x12 textured white cardstock, and on top of that a smaller piece of white card that was about 8.5 by 11, but I've actually cut it down slightly so it's not quite square, it's slightly shorter than 8.5 by 11. And I'm layering behind it all different scraps. These are mostly bits of papers that I've got left from the March Like Forever kit. So most of them are Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams papers, and some of them are just from my stash. And there I've got a cutout tag that one of my pen pals sent me ages ago. So I've just cut the top off of that so that I can use that bit of the tag. And there I'm just using a small tag that I've got to cut out another tag shape from a piece of pattern paper so that I've got more than one tag on the page. And I'm just using all those little bits of paper, layering them in behind, spreading them out, trying to have a bit of a balance of, I've got lots of blues and pinks and some bits of black and white, so I'm just spreading them about. I've got tiny spots of yellow, and I've tried to have a little bit of that on each side. And I've just found some other bits that I've got in my stash. That little butterfly was from one of the cut apart pieces in the Chasing Dreams collection, so I'm just spreading it all out, getting it how I want it. The love and in the heart was from a Mrs. Brimble's cut apart paper. It was one of the journal cards in the set, so I've just cut that out, fussy cut that out. I'm going to use that as my first word in the title. So I've kind of got everything how I want it. I'm just making sure that some of it is hidden underneath the white card so that I can add double-sided tape to it. And this is how Suzanna kept hers together. She layered all the pieces under it and then added double-sided tape so that she could get it all kind of to stay where she'd layered it. So I'm copying that technique from her, and it was fine. I kind of messed it up on one side, so one edge isn't quite as showing as I wanted it to be, but I've just kind of fiddled with that, and I'm just filling in that little gap there with another piece of pattern paper. And there were a few pieces that I've just cut little fishtails into, and now I'm just adding some stickers. I think they were from a Studio Calico kit, it might have been Ali Edwards, and just cutting some of those up as well to add in, to just bring in a little bit of green, and there's some more of those banners. And in Susanna's layout, she actually had sewed her layout, so around the edges she sewed it to keep all the cards and bits of pattern paper together. I don't have a sewing machine, so what I've done is I've used just a green pen and drawn a rough outline, a rough hand-drawn border, and then I'm going back in with a black pen and drawing dots. I was looking at her layout and thinking, that kind of looks just like a line with dots on. I could probably replicate that kind of look just with my pens, so that's what I've done, and I think it looks really effective actually. From a distance you might almost think it had been sewed. So I'm just using some of the alphas from the Savannah Studio Calico February kit from 2015 or 2016, just to spell out these, and I used a card underneath it just to keep it straight. I've used some alphabet stamps just to stamp out the word friends because I didn't have enough alphas that had all those letters in. I need to buy some more alphas. And I've just backed my photo onto some pink, and I was going to back it on this blue, but I kind of wanted something that was black and white because that's what Susanna had used on hers, but I didn't have anything. This was the only thing I had that was big enough that was black and white, and I just couldn't get it to fit so that there was enough of the design behind it so that it would look black and white. So I've just gone for a really thin blue border around it. And then I'm just adding in some small scraps to the right hand side of that photo. I'm using some of the yellow paper that I've used on the border, and I'm just cutting out another tag shape to mimic the one on the left hand side of the page. And then I've gone for a small piece of pattern paper, a little strip that had music notes on it. I'm not sure how clear it is because they're a fairly pale green, but this was a night that we went out and listened to some live music, so I quite like that there's a little tiny reference to that, a little bit of the music notes on there. And then what I wanted to do, and I've kind of been scared to do this before, but I've seen lots of people have a ripped edge border, and I really like how it looked, and I've never done it before, so I thought on this I'm just going to add a little ripped out piece, and it is a little bit of the black and white that I was kind of after on my border. So I'm just sticking all that down. I've just drawn in some lines underneath for my journaling with a pencil, and now I'm just looking through my little dish of ephemera pieces, and I'm still just feeling like a lot of the things that I have are so big, and I'm not really wanting to use them. So I went into my stickers and got out some hearts and some arrows, and then I replaced the little banner that I had there that said Young, Wild and Free with some washi tape that was from the Like Forever kit, and it says admit one, and it's like little tickets, and because we went to a gig I thought that was quite cool. And I'm thinking about that round circle piece with the camera, which I like, but the yellow doesn't quite match the yellow that I have on the page, and it's just kind of big. So I was looking at some of the scraps that I had left, and I cut out one of the camera pieces which I liked, but that again was kind of big. So I've just used my circle punch and punched a few circles out of it, so they're kind of different bits of the cameras. And then I got one of the cut apart pieces that had the little bunny's face on, so I've punched out the bunny's face, and it wasn't showing up very well on the white paper, so I just layered some blue underneath it, which ties into the background of the photo as well. So I'm just layering all that together and sticking that down as my little embellishment that I've put together. And then I'm just going to add in some of those stickers, some hearts, and I just rubbed out a bit of the line so I could add an arrow. I don't do my journaling on camera, but when I do, I rubbed out my lines so that they were only just visible, and then I did my journaling in my pen. They are just some bits of paper that I punched out of, I think it was a card packet, one of the letter sets from the works. And that's the end of my layout, and these are just some of the close-ups of the photos. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks for watching.